I'm back at it again. And yes, I'm driving. I just wanted to say that, you know, sometimes we're dense in life. I know that I have purposefully been dense when it came to people that I loved, I was with, or I thought like, they deserved another chance, even though I saw all the signs, right? And back to this commentary of cutoff. Yes, okay. I will cut a person off in a second, but when I cut people off, I know that I'm never coming back. Like, it's done forever. Like, you can never have access to me again because you violated. And the reality is, I had to learn, and it was probably a bad lesson, that you should not give people so many chances. You know what I mean? Like, I'll watch people do stuff and then I'll make excuses for them because I love them, or I really like them, or I really think they're good people. I don't do this anymore. I used to do this when I was a people-pleasing person. But, I always let things go and forgave. And I think you should forgive. I think you should always forgive, because if you're a Christian, you should always be forgiving. Like, period. Like, if you don't forgive, even if you're not a Christian, if you don't forgive, you're holding on to something that's not for you. It's for the other person. It's not for you. They did it. You didn't do it. So why are you holding on to it? But I think the bigger issue is really that when, like, you just let people do things over and over and over, and then you cut them off, they're always like, I don't know why. I didn't do anything. Yes, you did. You did years of things, or you did months of things, or the person kept giving you opportunities and opportunities and opportunities, and they didn't see any change, or they addressed it with you over and over and over, all the grimy things you did, and there were no changes. Or you were doing stuff, they didn't know you were doing stuff, and found out. And sometimes people like me, I don't know things, but God reveals it to me, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, not them. And you don't want to let go because you think that those people are for you, but they're not. And honestly, you can't move to where you're supposed to, being with people you're not supposed to be with. And a lot of times you don't cut people off because you see the signs, but you're like, I love them, or they're family, or they're friends. But it's to your detriment. Some people do not belong in your life because they intend to kill you, and it doesn't mean that they want to kill you physically. It could just be kill your destiny, kill your promise. It could be so many different things. But when it's time to cut off, baby, I'm gonna cut off, because what I'm not gonna do is risk myself for someone else who doesn't care about me and all I gotta know one time is that you don't like me. And baby, I'm out of there. All I gotta know one time is that you really hate me, and I'm out of here. It doesn't matter. I'm out of here. If I just need to know that you don't wish me well, and I'm out of here. I'll give an example also of this. I had and you should be worried when people say to you, I didn't do anything to you. I haven't heard from you. I didn't do anything to you. If you don't hear from somebody, there can be a myriad of reasons. They're sick, they're having a moment, they're depressed, they're sad. There's so many reasons why you don't hear from people. It doesn't mean that they have mental health problems. It doesn't mean that. So I say all those things to say, like, when you hear somebody say, oh, I didn't do anything to them, and no one accused them of doing something to them, they did something. Because there's no reason why someone would say, I didn't do anything to them. No one accused you of anything. So what is your conscience saying? Like, you're speaking for no reason. I haven't heard from friends before, and I called them like, hey, what's up? I haven't heard from you. I never said, what did I do to you? Because I didn't do anything to them. Because I know I didn't do anything to them. Because why would I say that? Now, within context, we like to be in context on this page. There have been times where you're talking to someone and they say that they didn't like something, and you can say in response, I didn't do anything to you. That makes sense. But if you haven't heard from somebody and your response is to them the first time you speak to them is, I didn't do anything to you, baby, what is your conscience speaking? What is your conscience speaking? Because you did something. Because I think it's weird when people say that. If I didn't accuse you of doing anything, why would your response be, I didn't do anything? Usually they in the background, they was doing something. You ain't know about it. The point here is this. Cutoffs aren't random. Ghosting is random. Ghosting is intentional. That's different. And cutting off is intentional too. But we're not referencing dating someone. We're referencing real relationships. If I cut off a friend, if I cut off a family member, and if I cut off a dude, please believe I've had a conversation with you. I've had multiple conversations with you. And that's how I work. And if you never hear from me again, it's because you've been doing stuff, baby. And if it doesn't mean that just because I didn't talk about it doesn't mean you didn't do it, because sometimes some things don't need to be talked about because God reveals who it is, and you got to be wise as a serpent and calm as a dove, or whatever this term is. On that note, deuces.